Chosen one, there is a connection in your life that doesn't just touch your emotions, it shakes your spirit, and you already know exactly who this is about. This isn't a light crush or a passing wave of attraction. This is a pull that feels rooted deep inside you, so persistent that even when you try to silence it, it keeps rising again. You've tried to move forward. You've tried to shut the door. You've prayed. You've reasoned. You've told yourself it's finished. You've even convinced other people you're fine, but the moments when you're alone tell a different story. Something unseen keeps drawing you back to that person, and it doesn't feel like choice. It feels like gravity. And then the questions start circling in your mind when the room goes still. Is this my imagination? Is this weakness? Or is God speaking to the part of me that can't be fooled? Hear this clearly. God does not toy with hearts, and He does not weave soul connections without purpose. When heaven allows a bond to form, it carries assignment, timing, and meaning that reaches beyond what the surface can explain. Today, you are about to uncover 5 prophetic signs that reveal when God has marked a specific person to walk alongside your journey. This is not about fleeting desire or momentary chemistry. This is about destiny alignment, the kind that refuses to fade even when you beg it to. If you stay with me to the end of this message, your eyes will open to truths many people live their whole lives without ever recognizing. You will finally understand why this connection will not die, why it keeps resurfacing in your prayers, why even in silence something inside you keeps whispering that it isn't finished yet. Before we go deeper, understand this. What you're about to hear may explain why this connection refuses to disappear, no matter how hard you tried. Let's go deep now, because what you're about to hear will change the way you see this person forever. Sign number 1. The repeated encounters are not random, chosen one, and this is a spiritual truth most people never learn how to see. God's fingerprints are all over what you've been calling coincidence. You told yourself you were done, that you had closed the chapter, that you were finally moving forward, and you meant it when you said it. But then, without warning, life interrupts that certainty. A casual scroll and their face appears. A place you've never stepped into suddenly places them right in front of you. A dream fades, and their name lingers in your mind long after you wake. These moments are not glitches, not accidents, not your mind playing tricks on you. They are divine appointments, carefully timed and quietly arranged. When God intends to align 2 souls, He does not need spectacle. He moves through patterns, through timing, through the choreography of ordinary life that feels subtle to the eyes but unmistakable to the spirit. Have you noticed how every time you begin to detach, something pulls you back into awareness? That is because this connection is not rooted in emotion alone. It is anchored in purpose. And purpose does not dissolve when feelings fluctuate. Purpose waits. Purpose aligns. Purpose reactivates when heaven says the moment has come. What makes this even more challenging is that divine connections often arrive wrapped in inconvenience. But in the unseen realm, these are checkpoints, confirmations, quiet reminders that the story is still unfolding. God allows seasons of separation not to erase the bond, but to shape you through it. Distance becomes a tool, time becomes a teacher, and when alignment is ready, life itself bends to bring you into each other's orbit again. Pay attention to how these encounters feel. They are never empty. The conversations carry weight. The silences feel charged. Even a brief exchange echoes longer than it should. That's because your spirits recognize one another beyond logic, as if a memory older than this lifetime is being stirred awake. This is not nostalgia. This is not emotional confusion. This is the Holy Spirit recalibrating your focus towards something unfinished. But hear this clearly, not every intense connection is divine, and that is where discernment protects you. When God is involved, these encounters do not leave you frantic or lost. They carry a quiet peace even when answers are missing. Something inside you settles instead of spirals. And that is why you're here, why this message reached you now. These repeated crossings are not life looping without reason. They are heaven tapping your awareness, saying the story is still in motion. These moments are not interruptions, they are rehearsals. God is teaching you how to recognize His signature, and what you dismissed as coincidence is revealing itself as prophetic breadcrumbs guiding you back to your assignment. Pay attention, because these signals are about to intensify. When heaven is preparing release, the signs grow louder. Stay with me, because the next sign reveals how this person activates your purpose even in silence. And what you're about to understand will take this far deeper than you expected. Sign number 2. Their presence awakens something ancient inside you. Chosen one, hear this clearly, because this sign has nothing to do with surface attraction or emotional excitement. This is not about feeling noticed, admired, or temporarily inspired. This is about ignition at the soul level. There are people who make you feel wanted, people who make you laugh, people who distract you from the weight of life. And then there are the rare ones who, without effort, without intention, set something holy on fire inside you. When they enter your space, the atmosphere shifts, your mind sharpens, your prayers carry more weight, your heart, once scattered and tired, suddenly snaps back into alignment with purpose. This is not emotional dependence. This is not you looking for someone to complete you. This is spiritual activation. God does not send certain people to soothe you into comfort. He sends them to wake you up, to remind you of visions you buried to survive, to reignite callings you silenced because they felt too big, too costly, or too lonely. And the most striking part is this: they don't need to teach you anything. They don't need to correct you or inspire you with words. Their presence alone is prophetic. Something about their energy disrupts stagnation in you. It pulls forward the warrior, the intercessor, the visionary that life tried to bury under disappointment and delay. Have you noticed how when you are near this person, you remember who you are? Not the version shaped by wounds, not the identity forced on you by circumstance, but the version God whispered into being before the world touched you. That is not accidental. Their spirit is coded to unlock dormant parts of your destiny. This is alignment at the kingdom level. Chemistry fades with time. Emotional highs come and go. But when heaven forges a connection, it reaches past feelings and activates eternal purpose. God never pairs you with someone who makes it easy to stay small. He aligns you with someone who provokes growth, who sharpens discernment, who mirrors back the version of you that carries authority in the spirit realm. And here is the part few understand. This awakening is mutual. It is not one-sided. When you are together, something multiplies. Your spirits recognize each other, and a higher frequency emerges. Your prayers deepen, your dreams regain momentum, your sense of mission becomes heavier, more real. This connection is not about compensating for weakness. It is about complementing calling. Two flames that, when brought near, burn brighter, not for pleasure, but for purpose. And yes, it can feel uncomfortable, because they will challenge you without saying a word. Their presence alone convicts you to rise. It exposes the areas where you have been settling. That discomfort is sacred. The right connection will never lull you into spiritual sleep. It will awaken what the enemy hoped would stay buried. Even in silence, even at a distance, their presence draws you closer to God, not away from Him. You feel expanded, not diminished. And that is why this bond has been fought so fiercely, because if the two of you ever stand aligned in purpose, you become a force that cannot be ignored. This is not just emotion, this is recognition at the soul level. And this is only unfolding because the next sign will reveal why time, silence, and distance have failed to erase what was written in heaven long before you were born. Up to this point, most people think this connection is about emotion, but the next sign reveals why logic has failed to break it. Sign number 3. The bond endures what should have ended it. Chosen one, hear this with clarity. Most connections are delicate. They fracture with distance. They dissolve in silence. A misunderstanding, a season apart, and suddenly it's as if you never mattered to each other at all. But when God authors a connection, it is built on a foundation that time, silence, and distance cannot dismantle. Human attachment craves reassurance, constant contact, proof of care. It panics when replies slow down and assumes absence means loss. Spiritual connections move differently. They don't collapse in distance, they deepen. God often allows seasons of separation not to erase the bond, but to refine it. He does not unite souls for convenience or comfort. He forges ties that withstand storms, deserts, and the coldest quiet. You may have lived this already. Months pass, maybe years. Life tries to convince you the chapter closed, and then, without warning, a memory surfaces. A name rises in your spirit. A dream interrupts your sleep. This is not nostalgia. It is not weakness. It is your spirit responding to something heaven never released. When God writes your story, He is not threatened by distance. He does not rush the silence. What is built in the spirit cannot be undone by time or space. The world says love fades when people are apart. The kingdom knows love matures in the wilderness. It grows roots where no one is watching. It breathes through pruning. And when the appointed moment arrives, what survived the distance becomes unshakable. This bond is not obsession. It is a tether, a covenant beyond sight. Even when paths diverged, even when words wounded, even when mistakes left marks, something deeper remained untouched. That is not human attachment clinging to the past. That is a divine assignment being preserved. God uses the pause to teach patience. He uses silence to tune your hearing. He uses distance to show you that proximity is not proof of purpose. Obedience is. Many connections crumble at the first sign of discomfort, but the one God marked for you keeps breathing beneath the surface. Even without conversation, your spirits remain in dialogue. Even without presence, your missions continue intertwining in the unseen. It has never been about frequency of contact. It has always been about alignment of calling. Sometimes the most powerful work God does happens when you are apart, refining character, healing wounds, preparing hearts. And here is the revelation you cannot ignore. If this connection survived everything meant to break it, the years, the silence, the emotional deserts, then the assignment is still alive. This is not you being stuck. This is you being anchored to a future heaven already saw. When logic says it should be dead and it still pulses, that is not dependency. That is prophetic endurance. The enemy will try to use time to breed doubt and silence to distort truth. But God works best in the quiet, and when the moment arrives, He will reconnect what He preserved, not as a return to the past, but as a rebirth into purpose. Stay with me, because the next sign reveals why this bond was never just about companionship, but about a shared mission that will move the spiritual atmosphere itself. Sign number 4. They move you closer to your calling, never further from it. Chosen one, receive this shift in understanding, because not everyone who cares for you is aligned with your destiny. Some people come into your life to soothe your wounds, to help you recover, to offer comfort in seasons of pain. But the ones God appoints enter with a different assignment. They awaken what has been dormant. They stir the warrior within you. There are connections that feel pleasant, familiar, emotionally satisfying, yet over time you notice something slipping. Your prayer life grows quiet. Your vision loses sharpness. Your hunger for purpose fades, replaced by distraction and emotional relief. But when a connection is ordained by God, it does not numb you, it ignites you. This person may not always tell you what feels good, but they carry a presence that reflects back the version of you that heaven designed. They do not negotiate with your excuses. They do not reinforce your comfort zones. Simply being around them calls your spirit to rise. And what makes this powerful is that it is rarely loud or forceful. There are no speeches, no pressure, no manipulation. Yet somehow, your focus shifts. You find yourself praying with depth again, dreaming without fear, seeing your assignment with renewed clarity. Their spirit is calibrated to realign yours with heaven's intention. This is not chemistry, because chemistry can be manufactured, mimicked, or mistaken for attention. What you are sensing is covenant activation, a divine synergy that reaches beyond emotion and touches purpose. It awakens gifts you stopped believing in. It exposes the places where you accepted less than you were called to carry. Understand this clearly. The person God uses will not always feel easy. At times their presence may feel uncomfortable, not because they oppose you, but because they refuse to let you live beneath your anointing. They see what was placed inside you, and they will not affirm your shrinking. Have you noticed that when you begin to drift spiritually, this person somehow pulls you back, not through guilt, but through example? Their devotion reignites yours. Their pursuit of purpose disrupts your complacency. This is not coincidence. This is divine alignment. God does not send people to be escapes. He sends them to be alignment forces. They may not look like a fairy tale ending, but they are a catalyst. Sometimes, the one who activates your calling is not the one who makes you feel safest, but the one who makes you feel sent. They remind you of your spiritual DNA. When the world tries to compress you, they provoke expansion. When doubt creeps in, they pull faith back to the surface. They become a living mirror, reflecting the version of you that heaven already knows. Stronger, braver, purpose-driven, and even when distance separates you, their influence remains. Their voice echoes in your decisions. Their presence becomes a standard you can no longer ignore. Small thinking no longer fits. Shallow prayers no longer satisfy. A momentum has been awakened that refuses to die. This is not a romantic story. It is a kingdom collision. And whether they stay or simply pass through, their role is essential, because God is using them as a bridge between who you were and who you were always meant to become. And this is exactly why the enemy fought this connection so intensely, not because of how it made you feel, but because of who it was shaping you into. When a connection sharpens you, stretches you, and aligns you, that is not attraction. That is covenant at work. And the next sign will reveal why this bond extends far beyond the present moment, into a mission that reaches further than you imagined. What you are beginning to see now is the pattern beneath the pain, the order beneath the waiting, the intention beneath the silence. God's delays have never been rejection, and they have never been punishment. They have been protection, preparation, and precise alignment unfolding beyond what your natural timing could hold. What felt like a closed door was often a pause where heaven was reinforcing the hinges. What felt like separation was often sacred spacing, allowing each assignment to mature without interference, distortion, or premature merging. God does not rush what carries weight. He does not release what is unfinished. He does not unite what has not yet learned how to stand. The waiting was not empty, it was active. It was shaping your discernment, purifying your motives, strengthening your obedience, and teaching you how to carry responsibility without resentment. Every season of delay trained you to listen deeper, to trust quieter, to move without needing constant reassurance. And now, the revelation settles gently but firmly. What is meant for you has never been in danger. What is aligned to you cannot miss you. What is written in heaven does not expire on earth. The delay refined your capacity so that when alignment arrives, it does not crush you with its weight. This is why the connection endured without possession, remained alive without proximity, and stayed pure without explanation. Heaven was guarding the outcome by guarding the process. And now comes the declaration, not spoken in urgency, but in authority. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not disqualified by time. The season you are in matches the assignment you carry. The stillness you endured strengthened your clarity. The distance you survived deepened your discernment. The silence you feared sharpened your hearing. And from this place, you no longer chase signs. You embody alignment. You no longer beg for confirmation. You carry conviction. You no longer confuse longing with lack, because you recognize preparation when it passes through you. What God is doing now is not dramatic, but it is decisive. The groundwork has been laid. The lessons have been integrated. The resistance has been exhausted. And what unfolds next will not need force, persuasion, or striving. It will move with a quiet inevitability that confirms its source. This is the moment where trust replaces tension, where release replaces control, where reception replaces pursuit. You are allowed to rest without retreating. You are allowed to hope without clinging. You are allowed to stand without proving. And as this truth settles, it does not stop with you. It ripples outward. Your clarity gives permission to others. Your steadiness becomes a signal. Your alignment becomes a witness. Not because you announce it, but because peace carries its own authority. What God completes in you will echo through conversations you haven't had yet, choices you haven't faced yet, and lives you haven't touched yet. This is how heaven moves, quietly, precisely, faithfully. And now you can say it without fear or demand, with calm certainty and open hands. What is mine is arriving in God's time, and God's time is perfect. Chosen one, before anything else settles, allow the pressure to fall away, because you are not required to fix yourself, prove your worth, or carry one more weight to deserve what God is already arranging. You don't need to rush, strive, or figure anything out right now. You are invited to pause and let your nervous system remember what safety feels like. In this season, alignment does not come from effort but from consent, the quiet yes that says you are willing to stop pushing and let God lead. You might begin with something very small, like allowing a few moments each day where you sit without reaching for your phone, not to think, not to analyze, just to breathe and notice that you are being held even in stillness. You are invited to release the habit of rehearsing conversations that haven't happened yet, and instead let your shoulders soften when you notice your mind drifting there. Trust can look like choosing not to answer immediately, not because you are avoiding life, but because you are honoring timing. Rest may look like going to sleep without solving tomorrow, or letting a task wait without attaching guilt to it. Release might be as gentle as placing a hand on your chest when emotions rise and reminding yourself that you don't need to carry what God never asked you to manage. Receiving often begins when you stop trying to interpret every sign and instead let meaning arrive naturally, through peace rather than urgency. You are invited to notice when your body tightens and gently ask yourself where you can soften instead, knowing that God's work does not require tension from you. Alignment in this season might look like choosing simplicity, eating without distraction, walking without rushing, listening without preparing a response. These are not small acts. They are sacred agreements with rest. Trust grows when you allow unanswered questions to exist without demanding immediate clarity, believing that what is meant to be known will reveal itself at the right moment. Release happens when you stop revisiting what you already surrendered in prayer, trusting that God heard you the first time. Receiving may feel unfamiliar at first, especially if you are used to earning everything, but you are allowed to receive without explanation, without exchange, without performance. God is not waiting for you to do more. He is inviting you to stay open. You do not need to manage the outcome, protect the process, or anticipate every step. The right action now is not more action. It is presence. Rest is not withdrawal. It is preparation. Stillness is not stagnation. It is alignment catching up. As you allow this rhythm to settle, you may notice that clarity arrives quietly, decisions feel lighter, and trust replaces urgency. And let this truth anchor you as we move into prayer. You do not need to understand everything. You do not need to control what comes next, because what has been prepared for you will arrive in God's timing without force, without striving, and without you having to carry it alone. Chosen one, let everything you have just heard settle gently inside you now, because nothing that moved through your heart during this message was accidental or misplaced. the moments of recognition, the waves of emotion, the quiet confirmations, and even the tension you felt rising and releasing were all part of a sacred unfolding meant to meet you exactly where you are. You are not behind, not delayed, not wandering off course, and nothing about your journey has been overlooked. The pace you are moving at is not a flaw. It is a reflection of the season you are in, and that season is carrying wisdom, not punishment. What stirred inside you was not confusion, it was remembrance. What felt heavy was not weakness, it was depth. You are allowed to rest here now, to stop searching for the next sign, to stop bracing for what comes next, and to trust that what has been set in motion does not require your constant effort to survive. You are being held, even in the quiet. You are being guided, even when the path feels soft and undefined. Nothing has been wasted, nothing has been missed, and nothing about you has been forgotten. The feelings you carry make sense. The questions you hold are valid. The waiting you've endured has meaning. And you do not need to tighten your grip on life to keep it from slipping away. This moment is not asking you to do more. It is inviting you to breathe, to soften, to allow yourself to be cared for in ways you may not yet fully see. Stay with this sense of safety as we move gently toward the prayer that follows, letting the stillness do its quiet work. And if this message resonated with you, take a moment to like the video, share it with someone who may need the same reassurance, and leave a comment if there's something on your heart you feel ready to acknowledge. You're also welcome to subscribe so you don't miss future moments like this. You are not alone, and this moment is being held in grace as you remain here in calm expectation.